Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Money Mike, and I just now caught this as I'm in Toronto actually right now, visiting Toronto, and I'm getting ready to go to the Orioles Blue Jays game tonight. But I just now kind of caught this from earlier today, and I want to give my quick thoughts about this. The Elite have re-signed with AEW. So for those of you who wanted to see Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Hangman Adam Page in WWE and joining Cody over there, well, it's not going to happen for at least another couple years. And so I wanted to give my quick thoughts about this here and just kind of read through real quick. I have my computer set up, and I've been trying to do some videos for the channel leading up to SummerSlam, and for whatever reason my computer at home, the camera does not want to work, so I'm just going to use my phone here to record some stuff while I'm on the road, because I will be at SummerSlam on Saturday night in Detroit. So I'm in Toronto now, crossing off a bucket list item that I want. I've always wanted to come to Canada, come to Toronto. And so now I will be heading to Detroit on Friday for SummerSlam. And so let's talk about AEW though, because SummerSlam is Saturday, that's WWE, but we do have to talk about AEW in the sense of they will remain elite. A lot of people speculated, hey, what will happen to AEW if Kenny and the Bucks leave? If Hangman leaves? We saw Cody Rhodes leave last year, and we can kind of see, from a booking perspective, how WWE is treating Cody Rhodes. And you see the sales, you see the records that they're breaking everywhere they go now. WWE is on a very, very good high point. And so you have to think there's talent in AEW that go, you know what, I want to be a part of that. They're setting records over here, and I want to be a part of that. They see how Cody is being booked, and I'm not saying that everybody from AEW is going to be booked like Cody Rhodes. I look at AJ Styles. When AJ Styles came into WWE in 2016 in the Royal Rumble, and I look at that and I go, he was really the first guy that came into WWE from the outside to get a really good, strong push. And then he won the WWE Championship in September of 2016. So AJ Styles got a good push when he first came in. And then you see Cody Rhodes, kind of the way he's been pushed as a megastar. And I say that to not take away from LA Knight, but the way Cody Rhodes has been pushed as a megastar in WWE, it makes you kind of wonder, okay, you know what? Would Kenny Omega, would the Bucks receive that same treatment? And again, I speak to the absolute numbers that WWE is doing from ticket sales, merchandise, live events. They just announced a India Super Show in December, and it's just one of the things to me where I'm like, man, if you're an AEW and your contract's coming up, and you see what's going on over there, don't you want to be a part of that? Like, it's something to me where it had to be tempting for Kenny and the Bucks to go over there. Seeing how well Cody Rhodes has been booked, how he's been treated. And so for Kenny and them to stay in AEW, I don't fault them at all. They helped build the company, and I know Cody Rhodes did too, and he left. But, essentially, what is AEW without the Elite? It's in the name. All Elite Wrestling. So, if the Elite had left after Cody did, what would that have said about AEW? What would that have said about Tony Khan? And I do want to read a statement here from Tony Khan, as I am reading off my computer here, and I'm just doing a quick video about this because I've been out and about in Toronto all day, and I just saw this news as I'm getting ready to go down to the Orioles Blue Jays game. The Elite have been so important to the launch of AEW, with the Young Bucks going all in. When I first approached them in 2018 about my dream to create an international pro wrestling promotion, said Tony Khan, who is the CEO, GM, and head of creative of AEW. Well, head of creative, there's a lot of things I can talk about in terms of that, but I'll say that for after I get back from SummerSlam this weekend, and I'll make some more videos about that. Shortly after that, their partners and closest friends, Kenny Omega and Hangman, joined us to formally launch All Elite Wrestling. All four of them have been instrumental to AEW's success from the very first episode of Dynamite in 2019. Now, as we celebrate tonight's 200th episode of AEW Dynamite, which I'll have to watch probably when I get back on Monday, I'm excited to share that Kenny, the Bucks, and Hangman will all be staying in AEW for years to come. We look forward to celebrating the great news with fans around the world. In addition to their work on screen, they will continue as executive vice presidents in AEW. And, obviously, I think, for a lot of wrestling fans, I think there might have been some people who wanted them to go to WWE in the same vein that Cody Rhodes did. And again, I bring up Cody Rhodes being booked and the way he's being booked. And you have to wonder, would Kenny and the Bucks have been treated the same way? And I would have to think absolutely. I mean, if WWE, Triple H could have gotten his hands on all of the creators of AEW, that would have been a huge get for them, for WWE. So for me, it is kind of disappointing as a wrestling fan because obviously there's no way, and I mean no way, especially with Vince being in charge or having some say in creative and some say in who gets signed, who doesn't get signed, that the Forbidden Door would ever be open to WWE. I think if Triple H stayed in charge completely and Vince didn't come back, I think there might have been a chance we could have gotten an AEW WWE Forbidden Door type of event at some point down the line. But I don't see that happening with Vince kind of having say after the merger and with UFC, and with him, having some say in creative these last couple months. But I don't see that happening now, which sucks because I think Kenny Omega and the Bucks, I think, have done everything they could do. I mean, they've conquered New Japan, they've done Ring of Honor, they've conquered AEW, so to speak. The Bucks have been the AEW Tag Team Champions. Kenny Omega has been the AEW World Champion. So what is there left for them to do? And I have to ask, was this the right move? And I think from Tony Khan's perspective, absolutely it was, because you don't want to lose all the people that helped create this company, right? That's a bad look on him and the company in general when all your creators, all the people, all the talent that helped build that company from the ground up leave to go to WWE. But at the same time, one of those things for me is that I feel like they're in the same position AJ Styles was in when AJ Styles came over in 2016. Obviously AEW was years was years before this, before AJ debuted in WWE. But like for me, I think I just have to question, like, what is there left for Kenny and the Bucks to do? Like, outside of the whole EVP thing, like, what was there left to do from a match standpoint, creative standpoint, of who you want to face? And I get that, you know, with WWE, there is going to be that limited window where it's like, you know, they're not going to be able to do New Japan. They're not going to be able to go do Wrestle Kingdom. You know, they have that freedom, which I think ultimately was probably the main reason, and for why they stay with AEW, because I remember there being a report about Daniel Bryan. There was a rumor about him potentially re-signing with WWE, but also going to go work in New Japan, or being allowed to go work in New Japan. I think Bryan confirmed this himself. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But I don't want to make this video too long because I got to get down to the stadium. But Kenny Omega and the Bucks have re-signed with AEW. Leave your comments down below. What do you guys think? You know, for them, you know, they've done everything there is in AEW. Should they have gone to WWE and essentially WWE is the only place left for the elite to conquer in the pro wrestling world, in my opinion. Leave your comments below. What do you guys think? You guys think the forbidden door will ever be open with WWE? Did Kenny and the Bucks make a mistake? Comment below, and I'll be back when I get to Detroit. I'll make a SummerSlam predictions video. So subscribe for more wrestling content on this channel. I've been your host, Money Mike, and I'll see y'all Friday, probably Saturday morning, whenever I get the video up for my SummerSlam predictions.